Hi, my name is Chris Cox, and today I'm here to talk to you about the importance of social distancing. Um, Social distancing is something that can be hard, especially at a college campus, but it is manageable as long as we all work together and follow the guidelines provided by the school. Um, I've done very extensive research on this topic regarding social distancing and everything that the schools have put into place to help students social distance. So some of the main points I want to go over today are the tools that schools have done and some of the guidelines that they've put up, some of the easy everyday things that we're able to do, like limiting the amount of objects we touch. If we don't have to go down a crowded hallway, we won't. We can take another way. Just easy things like that. And then the non-compliance rule for students who do not comply and blatantly disregard social distancing and the guidelines set up by the school. So to start out today, we're going to talk about the tools that schools have put into place. So they have prior move-in so that students are able to break it up better so that they don't have all the students moving in at one time. Because on college move-in day, there's 400 or 500 kids trying to move into just one dorm at the same time. So with this pandemic going on, that really can't be happening, and it'd be very hard to maintain social distancing during that. So they're having kids move in, let's say on the 10th, and then they actually start living there on the 18th or something like that. So they have time for everybody to move in. Illinois State was actually one of the first schools to do that, and they were also one of the first ones to come out and say that they're not going to have full capacity in their dorms this semester, or this year, I should say. And also, schools like UNCG, we are known to have classes in the dorms, and that's not going to be happening anymore, to just limit the amount of people that we have going into a small building like that, where people are there all the time. Next, I'm going to talk about some of the easy things that we're able to do every day. Following the signage on the floors. Almost everywhere you go, there's arrows pointing in which direction you need to walk. There's X's on the floor showing you where you're supposed to stand in line to make sure that you're 6 feet away from everybody else. Some schools like Northwestern have actually put out some other guidelines, tips and tricks kind of things. So they suggested that if you're only going up 4 floors or less, then to actually use the stairs instead of the elevator, because everybody's been pressing the elevator buttons all day. You don't know if they've washed their hands or used hand sanitizer, so it's really not sanitary, and that's also a big part of social distancing. It's not just actual physical distance, it's what you touch and what other people have touched. And lastly, I'm going to talk about the non-compliance rule. So for students who blatantly disregard social distancing rules and everything like that, they can face suspension and even expulsion in very extreme situations. To prevent this, some schools like the University of Miami, they hired 75 students at $10 an hour to sit in the school's most busiest buildings and hallways and stuff like that, where students are there almost all the time. And they hired students to be there, so it's more of like a friend helping a friend out, like, hey, you might have just forgotten, but you're supposed to walk this way with the arrows instead of that way. So it's not like an authority figure like getting on you. It's more of, we're here to help you, and we're going through this together. It's not just a me versus you, you're doing the thing wrong. It's just, it livens the mood, and it really helps students want to work together. So that is what I have to talk to you about today. The main points discussed today were the rules universities have put into place to help social distancing guidelines. The purpose of this speech was to inform you on how schools have changed in the past year, with all the signage and everything on the floors, the dorms, cafeterias, really almost everything where people have to go into the buildings has changed in one way or another. Please contact me at any times if you have any questions, and thank you for your time.